together finally to talk about the what am I going to call them? The Wheel of Time season 3 first look photos. Is that a good name for them? Okay, we're going to talk about those photos that dropped last week. I know. I'm late. See, what happened was the pictures dropped while I was sleeping, which they did a lot for season 2. They didn't do. I haven't done it so much for this season until these pictures. Urgh. Anyway, they dropped while I was sleeping, and then the next day just happened to be one of the busiest days. Probably one of the most stressful days of the last 6 months. It was a crazy day. And when I came home, I just did not have the energy. And then either that night or the next day, I don't know, I got a DM from Pez. Pez, the costume designer, genius extraordinaire, who, if you remember, those of you who don't know, she watched season 1 having not read the books, and just based on things in the costumes was guessing things from literally the very end of the series, the very, very end, from things in the costumes. So she DM'd me and Bree. Bree, who is one half of the best-selling sci-fi fantasy author duo Kit Rocha. She DM'd us saying, basically, have you seen these pictures? I have lots of costume thoughts. And I was like, oh, this is perfect. So I decided to wait. I have not even, until this video, I had not even looked at the pictures. I obviously had to look at them to download them for this video. So I kind of seen them, but I did not zoom in or look at them. Some of them you'll see, I literally didn't even know who was in the picture until we were looking at it together. So this video is a bit of a combination of my first thoughts and a costume breakdown. As is tradition with these videos, we go completely full spoilers, literally the very, very, very end of the series. So if you have not finished the books, I'm sorry, it's not a safe video for you. But if you have, let's go.
Let's be nerdy with Let's Be Nerdy. Let's be nerdy with Let's Be Nerdy.
We are back. I had a phrase all in my head, but I don't know. The crew is back together. We are here once again to talk about Wheel of Time costumes because a bunch of stuff has dropped. And so it's been a while, but before we get into it, because it has been a while, perhaps we should introduce ourselves. Pez?
I'm Pez. I'm a costume designer sometimes, and I do costume analysis. And Bree told me to watch Wheel of Time, so I did, and now I do Wheel of Time costume analysis.
And it's amazing. It's great.
It is amazing.
Yeah. Bree, who are you?
Well, I'm not a white cloak. Everybody chill. It's been so long since we last recorded. I think we were going to do white cloak costumes at some point, so I made myself a white cloak costume. And now I'm just wearing it because all this effort can't go to waste. But when I'm not wearing a white cloak costume, I am an author, which is why I like looking at all the little analysis and fun things.
Yes. Sorry, I was just thinking, if you wrote as a white cloak, your books would be very, very different. I don't think I would like
White
them.
cloaks would 100% burn me as a witch. There is zero question.
What? Yeah.
I mean, it's all about dragon banging. I'm trying not to swear. Can I swear? I think we swear.
You can swear. I swear a fair bit on my channel.
Yeah, okay. I don't think white cloaks approve of fucking the dragon, so...
No, I don't think they do. I do not think they do. And yes, the dragon definitely does get fucked in your book, which is good. And can I talk about the part I have in the next book? Just got real excited.
Yes, you may talk about it.
Because I'm not, it's not really me, but there's a character named after me in the next book, and she's a lesbian pirate, which is great. I'm so excited.
An immortal lesbian pirate, yes.
I'm an immortal lesbian pirate. See, you just have to be the lesbian pirate that you want to see in the world. This is the philosophy I've now adopted. So,
we couldn't get lesbian pirate Dale Doman, so...
Yes.
Exactly.
I finished reading the arc this weekend, and it was so good. I can't wait for everyone to get to read it. So
I guess I'll have to send it to Jenny since, you know.
Yeah.
That'd be right. Although I do tend to go audiobook, which generally means I have to wait. It also means that I get sexy things read to me on the bus. So that's
There
that's
are a
something
few in
special.
this book. This is also, I will say, the number of Wheel of Time fandom shout-outs and like little Easter eggs in these books just keep magnifying, and there are several on the pirate ship.
Yeah.
So,
Yay! I'm so excited. I'm so excited. But I'm also excited to talk about the costumes. They dropped while I was sleeping. And then I woke up the next day and I had an insane, like a crazy, crazy day. And then since then, because when I came home and I saw those messages from you, I thought, okay, I haven't really looked at them. I downloaded them and there's one that like caused me to have almost, I became apoplectic when I saw it. But
I think I
other
know which one.
okay. But other than that, I honestly have not looked at them in detail. So part of this is going to be me just going, whoa, a lot. And then we can talk about the costumes. So,
Perfect.
okay. First one here is this thing that so many of us in the fandom have wanted for so long.
everybody chill out now, okay? No more complaining that we didn't get this. They were gonna give it to us, and yay.
Yes. I mean, the costumes here are not like I'm just very excited to see this. Rand's got a new sword because his last one got all melty in the sheep's
I
chest.
do believe resident Old Tongue expert on Blue Sky Pavara may have, and I'm not sure who originally said this, but I'm pretty sure they said that this was the sword that Lan had. It has the same writing on it.
Oh.
That it was from Agmar.
Yes, look at that.
It has the Old
at that
Tongue, and they
writing
translated
there.
it. So I'm not
Okay.
sure if it's the same sword. I think it had the same writing. I didn't look at Lan's sword that closely, I guess. Maybe Agmar just has like a stash of, I give you my sword because I'm awesome and I think you're cool. Like that's the host gift he gives out. Inscribed. My dog has a lot
Wow.
to say tonight, so if you hear the dog,
Legit.
Your dog is a Land fan, which I approve of.
Of
by
course.
The way. Of course, of course. I literally I haven't even done the zoom in on these photos. This is my first time. Wow. Okay. Sorry. Combining a reaction with a analysis is going to be a little difficult for me. Look at that.
also
Look at that.
dragon
Okay.
kind of's got some dragon scale vibes on the
Yeah, it's got like
hand
that.
guard.
On the hilt.
Well, and
The
it
hilt.
looks like an Ouroboros type snake almost
Yes.
as well, right? So there's lots of different layers of vibes here.
Yes. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's cool.
Otherwise,
and then-
there's not really too much in the costumes. Like this looks very similar to what we've seen both of them wear.
Mhm.
I don't think it's
Nice shirt is
necessarily
stripy.
anything different. It's just if we follow the thesis that we had in the other seasons is correct,
Mhm.
they're not wearing much, so we're seeing real them.
Yeah, they're like down to like single layers. Yeah.
Yeah,
I like,
but
I
that
like
could
that
also
his
be due
shirt
to
is
the
stripy.
setting.
That's
Yeah,
true.
his-
Yes. I mean, I do have one of these guards, which makes me so happy every time I see it. I'm like, I have this. So
It's so cool.
You
yeah.
also, Pez,
Um,
like in previous seasons, we talked a lot about how Rand was wearing Moraine's blue. He's definitely matching Lan in this picture visually, much more.
Yeah,
That is
and I
true.
don't know how much of that is like, I have no idea how much post prod they did with these images. That sky is very, very blue, and so it makes them look more gray.
I
But
do
they're
think that's
definitely still
green,
blue gray.
because I think he's wearing a
some
blue
sort.
shirt over it in another picture.
Gotcha.
Oh,
Okay.
Which is interesting when you
Okay.
think about the layers when we get there. The one with the 3 boys.
Okay, then that I haven't, like I said, I have not analyzed these pictures at all. Like I thought, I would wait. Now you're saying things that make me wish I. Oh, okay. Because I was gonna ask, where do you think this is? Do you think this is still in Falma, or do you think this is the waste?
I'm pretty sure this
I
is the
feel like
waist.
it's the waist.
I will say I have some knowledge because I was on the Dusty Wheel last night, the deep dive, and
Okay.
they found timestamps that related to different
Yes,
episodes.
I've heard that.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I believe now I can't remember. I think this one might have been episode 2 or 3. No, I don't think we
Okay.
saw anything from 3. But whatever it was, I think people were fairly sure this was on the way to the waste or in the waste. On the road.
Okay. Is that my instinct when I saw it was the waist, but the idea that he was wearing this with Perrin, like, although I mean, you can wear shirts in different locations, so
Yeah.
I do
He
that all the
hasn't
time.
traditionally, these boys have not traditionally changed outfits a ton.
No, I'm Matt. Please have a different outfit, Matt.
Oh, we
Please
have
have a
so
different
much
outfit.
to come with
get
Matt.
there. We'll get there.
Okay. Okay.
It's everybody.
Oh,
Hey!
I look. Okay, I'm gonna start zooming in on around just because. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I'll
So
go
that's
to our central people, first.
so that's a
That
different
is a
shirt.
yes. It's a different shirt. That's a nice floppy hat she's got.
This
Yes.
is definitely hot weather gear, light colors, and
Yeah.
Look how
very much
she's
so.
wearing a snakeskin pattern on her blouse.
Yeah.
ooh.
I wonder
Yeah.
what Moraine's association with snakes is.
Okay, are these jodhpurs?
They do look a little bit like jodhpurs. They might just be like, I mean, they might be jodhpurs, honestly. I don't think it's the same pair of pants that's in the other photo because he was wearing a
No.
belt in the other photo and he's not wearing a belt here.
Okay.
And I don't think this is the same white shirt we saw him in that he borrowed from what's his trader face.
Barthanes.
Sandwich boy.
I have forgotten all names.
I was gonna call him finger waves. He's finger waves. He's got
Finger waves, yes.
Yes.
Finger waves McTrader face.
Nice name. Okay.
Oh dear.
Yes. Yeah, no, I don't think it's that one either. I think that one's much more crisp. This looks
Yeah.
very breezy.
This is very traveled in for all of them.
Yes, very much so.
She kind of looks like she's wearing split skirts.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
definitely.
So is this a skirt divided for riding?
It might be.
The infamous.
Yes, I think I wanted to say that in the show when they if they are, so that I could be like, oh, okay, because my whole life I've just been like, is that just pants? Is that just pants? Are they describing pants?
I think they're more pants that look like a skirt until you realize they're pants.
Yeah.
That's what I figured, but I just anyway. Okay,
It does kind of look like he's wearing jodhpurs, yeah.
yeah, okay, and then there's this giant of a human.
Hi, Ruark.
Yeah, that is Ruark. Well, I was on Melchior Talks the day like his casting was announced, and we listened to. He has a podcast, where he reads sensual stories about travel, and he has his voice. He has a mellifluous voice.
There's gonna be so
Sensual.
much unhinged fanfic.
Yeah, it was in German, so I don't know what they were saying.
Oh,
It was just
okay.
Yeah.
Bree, you have a new assignment.
I guess I'm gonna have to polish off those German skills.
Yes. So
Do it for the
okay,
pretzels.
there's a lot happening with this gentleman's
Lots and
costume.
lots of braided leather.
Yes.
Is like one of the first things. I, of course, immediately started looking for tree emblems just because I'm me. I didn't really notice any, but these aren't the most high resolution photos.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
possible that there's something and I just missed it.
All right.
I
got
checked
the high
those.
res, yeah,
Almost shaped like a tree. That like
Wh-
complicated necklace that he's wearing, it's almost
Yes.
shaped like a tree.
Yes, that's true.
Now I could just be looking for trees in all the wrong places. Like
I mean, it is interesting though.
Yeah. There's some like you could. Oh no, that might be just wrinkles in the fabric over there.
I think so. And look at how he has the different layers of the shoulder pieces, and they're all a
Yes.
different texture, and you see the same textures mirrored in the armor. That's really interesting.
Mhm. That is cool. That is very cool.
The belt is super cool.
Yeah.
Super cool, yeah. Good
Uh,
luck to everybody wanting to make that.
I mean, we've got Trian in the fandom. Trian does that's
True.
who I have the leather.
Ooh, what's that on the dagger there that he's
Oh
wearing?
yeah, on the hilt.
That could be a
I-
tree too.
I mean,
That's
it could be
interesting.
true. Yeah. Definitely could be.
But we may not see trees either because there weren't as many tree themes with the Aiel in season 2 as there were in season 1. So I don't know if that's something that they're sticking with or not now that we're going to see a lot more of them.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Because see these two in the background,
Mhm.
they have more of like the textured
Yeah.
leather and fabrics than the tree motifs that we saw in season 1.
That is true. Yes. Okay. I'm just like I'm looking for trees now too. Like,
I
that's
ruined
why I'm zooming
everyone.
in on her chest. I just realized
This
I'm
is
zooming in on her chest.
our potentially Valkyrie backstory, Melindra.
Yes. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't
that's
know,
what they
Pez,
say.
if you
She's,
caught that. In
No.
the casting announcement, they said that Melindra was an orphan from Malkir who was taken in by the Aiel.
Fascinating.
I love the idea of there being Valkyrie refugees among the Aiel because it makes something from the books make more sense to me, where all of the Aiel know who Lan is. They all just know who he is,
Yeah.
to the point where they like walk up to the shining walls of Tarval and yell his name at him and then just turn and walk away. Which is pretty, like, it's a badass scene in the books, but also, why would they know who he is? Like,
Yeah.
why would that be? Whereas, if, there's like a Valkyrie refugee, I can totally see that being a part of, and there might be more than one, too. Because apparently there's Valkyrie, and they in that casting announcement, they said there are Valkyrie refugees just everywhere, which makes a lot of sense.
That makes sense. I mean,
Yeah.
considering.
Yes. Okay, and then a wise one.
The wise
bear.
ones. Yeah,
Isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm not sure. They said who everybody was, and I've already forgotten.
Yeah,
I think it's Bear. Excuse me.
I mean, there's a lot of necklaces here. Sorry, just
Yeah, and she's got bracelets on too.
Oh yeah,
I love the jewelry situation.
it's stunning. I like there's just so much. It's gorgeous detail there.
Mm-hmm. Her belt is really intricate too, actually.
Yep. Wow. Like, and that, like, this would be animal tusks or
Yep.
teeth or something. Yeah.
And it seems like there's a lot of amber, which
yeah.
color scheme makes sense, but it's interesting.
Looks
And
like little bits of carnelian and turquoise too.
I also really like this interpretation of the like skirts and blouses and shawls things.
Yes. Yes.
It really, like, there was times where I was like imagining, Robert Jordan would write all these women like lifting up their skirts and they've got shawls and they're running, and I'm like, man, this seems cumbersome. But I can buy it. Like, these shawls do not feel like.
And it also doesn't feel like, why are you wearing tons of wool in the desert? This doesn't make a ton of sense.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know if this is what he meant to evoke, but the word shawl to me always evokes grandma, and I never so I just ignored it. Like, I just ignored the description of a shawl because it feels grandma to me.
I always see that classic triangle that you have like tucked over your shoulders and the triangle going down the back, and you have to like hold it in place somehow. And I'm just like, how are all... Okay, I have a really cranky dog.
I really like all of the like open weave net type structures and tassels and things that they've got going on too.
Yeah.
I mean, this stuff looks super breathable. This is what I'd want to be wearing in the desert.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
Me too.
Like, it really does look nice.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying the way, like, it all looks good. It all looks
Yeah.
good. Okay.
So the first thing I actually want to point out is that there's another person behind her. If you look at the left side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I definitely was like, that's a blue situation. There's some like shoulder.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like some queer authoritative suspenders, maybe.
It could be. Yeah.
I wasn't sure if it was blue or if it was green in the dark, because the greens have a lot of that gold embellishment, militaristic braid type stuff going on.
I was going to say, this does remind me of Alana's, like, what do you call it? Like epaulets? What do you, like, that generals wear? But yeah. And then I'm assuming this is her going after Leandrin, is what I'm assuming.
I would assume so. And she's still wearing her, what I'm calling her traveling hat.
Yeah.
See, what Maureen has in the other photo feels more like a traveling hat to me. This does not feel traveling. But
Well,
yes.
this is like the official Amerlin traveling hat.
Yes, yeah.
But I don't remember. I mean, I will be honest. I have not looked at the season 2 costumes in a while now, so
Mm,
I don't think this was the robe that we saw her in last season. I think this is new, but the hat is at least similar, if not the
very much
same.
so, yes. And this hat, like okay, again, my first time fully looking at this, but she did not wear this when she was sitting on the throne in season 1, but she wore
No.
it when she was out. So it does feel like this is very like I'm assuming this is in the passing sentence on Leandrin. Like she was wearing her most formal because this is the most serious she has to be.
And the
Is
other
what
thing
I'm.
that I love here, look at how we see all of the colors in her magic. Like she's
Yes.
got all these threads. This is very complicated magic with all
Mhm.
the colors. Like I love the thread imagery with this.
Yes,
I
very much
feel
so.
I'm
They are
so
weaving.
excited to see the weaving effects in season 3 because I feel like they've just been getting better and better. And
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is awesome.
yeah.
There's so many textures to her costume too. Like
Mhm.
this is I think one of the more, I'm not gonna say it's the most intricate. I feel like the most intricate we've ever seen her was when she made her entrance in season 1. Like
Yeah.
stop, I'm in charge. But this is awesome.
Oh, it's stunning. It is absolutely stunning. Ah, okay. Season 3 needs to come now. Okay.
I know, right?
Oh, except
When is
for
merch?
yeah, I know. Except I know her story's gonna break my heart this season. So,
They're
okay.
not exactly giving us happy Swan vibes here, are they?
No.
Not really. Oh, now we get like a happy picture.
This is what I was.
This is Matt.
Yes, that is
Yes.
Matt.
Yes, new
That is
clothes.
Matt.
I'm so excited. He has new clothes. Yes.
No, I said
Interesting
this
thing.
on the Dusty
Yeah, go
Wheel
ahead.
Pez, and I want you to tell me if I made this up. It kind of gave me
Okay.
vibes from Nynaeve's accepted test
Yes.
when he was wearing those fancy clothes that are different colors and fabrics.
I am pretty sure he
Yes.
is in some sort of Paisley here,
Paisley.
which
Yes.
is interesting based on the analysis that we did in season 1 and the association of Paisley as a fabric with Tyr, which we haven't seen yet, other than in Swan flashbacks.
Yes. And Swan's clothes. Yes. Well, Swan has some paisley in her clothing.
Right. Some of the sitters also have
Yeah.
Paisley.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just completely lost the ability to speak words.
No, I have costume thoughts too. Sorry, I have costume thoughts.
Go for it.
Look, sorry, it's exciting because in this season, who goes back to the Two Rivers?
And he's in
Perrin.
plaid!
Look, he's in plaid.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm excited. Yes. I'm proud
So
of
there's
myself.
one other interesting thing with Perrin's costume here.
Mhm.
I don't think those toggles are metal anymore.
No.
They're not. I noticed that, and I didn't. I was
not.
like, I just gotta keep some of this to myself and not try to spew it all on the Dusty Wheel last night. I was like, what does it mean, Pez?
Wood or bone or something. Now it does look like it's still his hand clasp ring, so he hasn't given that
Yes.
up yet. I expect we may see some changes this season.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love
mean,
that
there
it's
was-
not only in the plaid, but like they're all in blue here, and it's very much like the same family of blue. And so
Yeah.
this is like the boys are together.
Yeah.
That's my interpretation anyway.
Yes.
And see, I think
I'm
this is
going
the
to
green
imagine-
shirt, but he has this blue coat
I think
or
it's
something
actually-
over it.
I think it's actually a blue shirt, but it's like a blue-green.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's kind of aqua, but to
Interestingly,
me, it's
Ram
green.
never has metal.
Oh, that's
I was
interesting.
gonna say,
He's got metal
I-
grommets.
yeah, he does. Yeah. I was gonna say, I feel like this also is gonna be a pattern. This just the feeling I'm getting from Matt here. This is also gonna be a pattern that may be associated with another. Like he's looking well traveled, or like somebody who's like gone to see the world. Like Rand is very plain, and then Perrin is in plaid, like he's in his home colors, and he's wearing like Tyr, and it's like he's like it is evoking 90s vision from the test.
Yeah, it's It's really fascinating, and you can see a couple other people. We can't see the costume of the person behind the pillar behind Perrin, but we see a little bit of another person there by Rand, and that person is also wearing more intricate fabrics that are more associated with what I'm seeing on Matt than with what I'm seeing on either Perrin or Rand. The other thing Perrin has going on is, if you look, he's got a leather collar on his
I noticed
coat.
that. Yeah.
And that's really interesting to me as well, because that is his costume shifting to be more like his mentor that he acquired last season.
That is true.
That is very true.
And he's got the golden eyes officially forever now, I think.
Yes, forever. Yeah. Wow. Okay. I like this because they look. I mean,
they look
look
happy.
At this, look at this
I know
boy.
it won't last, but they look happy.
I know it's not gonna last. But look at that.
All of the Rand fans. All of the Rand fans made this their profile pic on Blue Sky, and every time they talk to each other now, I am like, this is what watching Rand talk to Luz must be like. Because it just looks like there's this one person talking to themselves, having old conversations.
The only other thing I would say that I'm noting from these costumes is, especially Perrin, but they all look expensive. Like, they look really well, like good fabric, well made, sturdy.
It's definitely good quality stuff.
Yeah.
And they've definitely all changed some since the last we saw them. Not just their costumes, but like, I mean, for one thing, Rand's not bleeding anymore that we can see.
He's not bleeding.
He's growing some hair back.
Yes, and Matt's not wearing tissue paper, which is...
just wait. Just wait.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
You really haven't. Okay. Oh, my
God. Lanfear! We did 40 minutes on this picture last night.
You were on the Dusty Wheel with Matt hosting?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, of course. You did 40 minutes on this picture. I mean...
There was door analysis. They looked through all seasons to find this door, and this door looks like the door that Moraine goes through in season 1 when she's going to see the Yellows, where Perrin is being healed.
Interesting.
So there's my trivia from the door analysis.
I mean, this stonework here does kind of look Tarvalon-ish. So
it's pretty Tarvalon-ish. Okay, Pez, this is what I've learned from you.
Such nerds.
Yeah,
are you ready? I'm gonna do my Pez has trained me. The announcement for this season says that Lanfear and Rand both have to choose between the light and the dark. Like, so, you know, I did look at her costume and go,
Interesting.
Indeed.
I also think her earring is very fascinating.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, like, this is very snake-ish.
Multi-headed snake.
Yeah, what sort of link does Moraine have with snakes? I wonder.
Well, and it's interesting, too, because now we've seen 2 characters in Season 3 promotional materials with snakes imagery, right? We've seen Moraine, and we've seen Lanfear. And we also see a lot of them with each other in the teaser.
Yeah, yeah, we definitely do. I've said this on my channel before, but I think if before season 2, like, if you had told me how much Lanfear would be, like, a focus, I would have been like, they wrote this for Matt. But now that I've seen her, I've been like, oh no, they wrote this for me. She's so good.
After I watched season 1 and then I shotgunned like all of the books, and I was like, oh my gosh, these boys are so stupid. Like, you can see her coming a million miles away. And then season 2 comes out and it's like, oh, okay, I get it.
I just will never forget the moment in season 2 where, like, she is inviting Rand away to go, like, on a weekend getaway, and he hesitates. And during my reaction, this was my reaction of, Rand, when a woman go! And then, like, as I'm talking, I'm like, wait, no. I don't want him to do that. But I forgot because, I mean, I forgot.
Sapphics apologized to Rand al'Thor month.
Yes! That's exactly what it was. I'm just like, oh, I get it now. I get it. Fine.
Amazing.
So
the other
this-
thing I really love with her costume here, with the fabric,
Mhm.
the striping of the silver against the black is very evocative of like moonlight. And that's
yeah.
a big
Ooh.
imagery thing with Lanfear in the books.
Of
Now, I
course,
know in the
yeah.
books, there was a lot of controversy last season from some of the book readers, like, she's not clad in all white, but I love this for her.
Yeah, Moonlight in the Darkness is not just like the perfect vibe for her, but it is also, she's our chaos agent. You know, she's the one who sometimes is helping Rand and sometimes hurting Rand. You know, is she light? Is she dark? And I do think the show's going to play that up more because of how they introduced her. I think that there's going to be, season 3 is going to be a big question. Is she going to drag him to the dark, or is he going to drag her to the light?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I'm assuming we'll go full spoilers, but I had this moment of revelation one time when on my podcast Tar Valon After Dark, like all the things that helped the light win, Lanfear might be the biggest. Lanfear,
Honestly, yeah.
yeah, like the light would have lost if it was not for her multiple times, and like
Yep.
up until like the very end. Even though she's evil, she's the ace in the hole. So it's fascinating.
Mhm.
It's a gorgeous picture. I like this. I wore a Lanfear-esque shirt last year at WalkCon for like the formal dinner. I kind of want this one now.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah. Oh, it's gorgeous. Okay, now this one, all the shippers. All the shippers.
I ship it. I ship it. It's canon. I mean, it's not
See,
canon.
I've never been a shipper of them, but I'm okay with it for the show because the show has done some things. But yes.
I think
look good.
that's Smolder. Man, that is Smolder.
There is definitely, like, this is a smolder. This is what is it?
I think
that she
Elaine's
said?
smoldering pretty hard too.
I mean, if somebody looked at me like this, I probably would lose my ability to word. So that would be my impression there. Oh, what was it that Avienda said last season to Perrin? She's like, I will not. Something in a fit of lust. I remember that line. She's like, I will not. Yes, this looks
I
like
know what
the
you're
opposite
talking
of
about.
that
I don't
line.
remember the
Yeah.
line.
Yeah.
I am going to
Which is
say,
cool.
for anybody who has not seen this, in case either of you didn't, Ayula posted this on Instagram, and Critter asked, is this, or were you thinking about the Avelaine ship or something like that? And she replied with a wink and a shush emoji.
All right.
So
All right.
she's
all right,
teasing
I'll-
us, or we're getting it.
Yes. I've talked about this before. One of the reasons that I never shipped them in the books, and there were several, but one of the reasons was because both of them are constantly thinking about Rand. Constantly. And so the idea that they would also be a couple bothered me because it would be like, oh yeah, no, they're like, there's a bit of a trope, and not a trope.
Mhm.
I don't know what to call it. Where straight people don't think of gay relationships as serious, like to the point that, and this is going to get a bit unpleasant, I suppose, but I've had it happen to me multiple times that men have asked me to sleep with their boyfriend or their girlfriends, and like
There's
their
a
wives.
trope, and it's not cheating if I think it's hot and it's two girls.
Exactly.
And that's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm super aware of
And so-
because of what I write.
Exactly. So that was one of the reasons I never really shipped them, because I just thought it becomes more male fantasy if they're two girls who are obsessed with Rand, but also, he can imagine this because it's hot for him. But if they prioritize it and write it, well, like how you write your books, Bree.
Well, here's my
in a way
thing.
that won't-
I never
Yeah.
believed either of them were obsessed with Rand. I mean, the way that their relationship is written compared to how perfunctory all the Rand shit is, this is one of the best written relationships of actually showing intimacy and affection and true caring for each other in the series.
Yeah,
You
and I
know?
will say I think it probably works like that way because Robert Jordan, I don't think, was writing it that way on purpose.
He wasn't
If he
at
had,
all.
he would've-
If he had been writing this on purpose, it would have been so terrifying.
Yes.
So
One
much
of them
more
would have been
spooky.
evil, and one of them would have been dominating the other constantly, and it would have been weird and
Yeah.
creepy. But he wasn't, and
Or
so
they would've-
therefore it's awesome.
It just works. Yes. So okay, now that we've done that, because I'm sorry. This would I would be a puddle. Okay. Anyway.
So the ring is a little too blurry to make too
Yeah.
much of the ring.
Yeah.
Um,
I can't figure that out. I want to
Now,
know so
the
bad though.
necklace is interesting. If you zoom in on her
Mhm.
necklace, it could be a crescent moon. Like, I initially thought it was like a crescent moon type image, but
Right.
I think it's actually wings. And we see
yeah.
Very similar on someone else in the preview images, although it's not a necklace.
Oh. Can you,
Who?
help
Is
me?
it coming
Actually,
up?
Yeah, it'll be one of the ones coming up. It's Elida.
Oh.
Interesting.
Oh, that makes sense. Elida might have given it to her. I could totally see that.
Yeah,
could
so
totally
that's
see
that's
that.
one thing that I've considered. The other thing that's really interesting here, I mean, Avienda is basically dressed like Avienda, right? Excuse me.
Yeah.
But this is not something that we've seen Elaine in. This is clearly not I am
Yeah.
dressed up in the tower as a novice
Yeah.
clothing. And it's a fabric, it's a textile that we haven't seen before. So
Mhm.
I'm leaning toward they're both on the road somewhere together.
Ah.
And we have seen things similar to this on other characters in background shots. And so
Okay.
I'm curious to see if she's on the road with any others, like I think she is. Because it doesn't look like Falma either. Like, this isn't anything like what we saw on the people in
Falma,
the
yeah.
end of season 2.
Yeah. Huh.
People were
DK.
trying to put together, because I believe this was an episode 2 image, and people were trying to
Okay.
put everything together in the timeline last night, and like, I don't think we've got it at all. I'm half convinced they put those episode numbers in there to mess with us. I don't think I don't have a firm grasp on what I think is going to happen. Maybe the trailer will help, but right now, I don't know. I don't know what order things are happening in.
To assume that, like, there's linear time in something called the Wheel of Time where there is neither a beginning nor an ending.
Yeah.
Yeah. that is
Also,
true.
cold
True.
opens can flash forward and backwards and all over the place, so.
That is very true.
So I don't think we necessarily have like a timeline per se, but using book knowledge, if we make certain assumptions, my assumption would be Tanchiko.
Tenchiko? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, if it is Tenchiko, that was a question that I suddenly was having that had never occurred to me. Would Avienda be going with them to Tenchiko?
I think
I
she's
don't
in some
know.
of the other Aiel shots. Isn't she in the waist? I'm not sure, but I
I
think
don't know. She wasn't in the big one.
she wasn't in the big
She
one.
wasn't in that group. No. She wasn't.
That's just me making an educated guess based on it's a location we haven't seen. It's a textile we haven't seen yet. So I could be completely 100% off.
That ended rather abruptly because this is only part 1. We talked for like well over an hour, and if you've seen the pictures, you know this is not all of the pictures. So that will be coming in part 2. I just wanted to get this out as quickly as possible. So because I'm already a week behind. So I just edited the first half, and yeah, that's what you're seeing. So part 2 will be coming soon. Don't worry. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on our thoughts about the costumes in these pictures in the comments below. And if you like my content and you want to support me, I also have a Patreon that is linked in the description below. To my patrons, as always, thank you so much. This would all be impossible without you, so thank you so much. And with that, I'm gonna end this here, so please like, subscribe, and I will see you for part 2.